Hello, and you're listening to something interesting where this is a Tinkle Hoy review. And we just got finished watching Ghibli's latest film, Earwig, and the Witches, is that what it was
Earwig the
called?
Witch, I think.
I'm joined here by my other host,
Quentin Osterhout.
and we're just gonna talk about the movie. The movie's about a little girl named Earwig. She's an orphan, her mom's a witch, and she gets adopted to this house, and literally nothing else happens.
Literally nothing else. I have the sniffles right now, and so if I sneeze, I apologize, and I'll be sniffling a lot. But I actually walked into this movie 4 minutes late, pretty much.
Yeah, you saw the beginning, pretty much the beginning thing of like, oh, here's the character, here's all this stuff.
Oh, was there nothing before that? It was like the intro.
Well, you walked in when they were like dressed as ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
The very beginning was her mother running away, leaving the baby at the orphanage and saying like, hey, there's 12 witches after me, so I'm leaving my kid here. I'll be back, but it might be a long time before I come back.
Yeah. But should we talk about Studio Ghibli films and like our history with them first, or
Yeah, Studio Ghibli has been a great
bangers? They pop out
bangers,
non-stop bangers.
childhood movies from Princess Mononoke. Is it
Mononoke.
Mononoke?
Up to what was the last one they did?
I want to say it was Ponyo. Wasn't
Ponyo
like
too.
it was one of the last ones they did?
But pretty much all of the movies. I've seen all of them except Princess Mononoke, actually.
Really?
Yeah, which is a sin, right?
Yeah,
I
that is
have
a
it.
sin.
I have it on DVD though. I'm gonna watch it
All
because
right.
like I know it's a good movie. I know what it's about. I know the characters. I know the plot, and there are parts in that I just love on like an aesthetic level. But a little bit of history. Studio Ghibli has pretty much only done movies as far as I remember. So My Neighbor Totoro, Banner, Kiki's Delivery Service, Banner, Ponyo, Banner, Spirited Away, don't even have to say, Banner.
And all animated, but this is Studio Ghibli's first time working with CG.
100% CG. Like, granted, I'm trying to think if anything was ever CG in their movies, and I don't
I
there
think the
is.
monster in in the beginning of Princess Mononoke was.
Oh.
I think.
Which, yeah, it might. Oh, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm going to. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But most for that I can think of, like Howl's Moving Castle. I think the castle might be CG a little. I think I saw a behind the scenes of that where the base of the castle is drawn and the legs are drawn, but then for the swaying and the movement when it's walking, they had to CG it so it would look and have natural light kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
that would be hard to do without CG. But this movie,
Yeah, talk about the CG. What did you think of it?
I did.
What would you compare it to?
James and the Peach.
I
It reminded me a lot of James and the Peach.
think that's I think I'm losing the words, but don't you talk about James the Giant Peach and compare it to this movie.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, James and the Giant Peach, if that's... I thought it was just James
But
and
no,
the
I get
Peach.
where you're coming from.
It's a good-looking movie. One of my childhood movies that I really enjoyed. But, like, characters, setting, everything looks solid as CG because it's literally, they worked on it.
Was James the Giant Peach claymation or was it just CG?
I think it was CG. I don't really see... Was it claymation?
I think I forget.
If it's claymation, then fucking Christ, they made it look CG. If it's CG, then it looks like good CG.
Yeah.
But that movie is good because it's kind of based in a reality, Where in this, it's trying to be based in reality, based in fiction, based in with magic and anime.
It was like Matilda. What did I say when we were watching it?
Matilda mixed in with she's Shogeki Soma, was it?
No. I said that when she was throwing ingredients together.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what.
I said
else
it was
you could
Matilda
tell.
meets some other movie, pretty much, because. Yeah, what can I say? The movie is. I'm gonna say it's a 3 out of 10. Just like it was just really boring to sit through. It seemed longer than an hour and 30 minutes.
I want to give it. Oh God.
Even lower.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to give it a 2 out of a 10.
I respect that. I mean, I was thinking too. I was trying to be humble to it, but it's like Ghibli. What's your problem?
I didn't understand.
Wasn't this? What's his name?
Miyazaki?
Wasn't this Miyazaki's last?
He always says that.
He always says that.
He always says that. So does Hideki Anno. They both kind of say like that they're not going to do anything more. And
well, hopefully he does one more.
Yeah, because pretty much for them, when they work on something, they work on it till it like hurts them, pretty much. So I remember he just gets inspiration from things. So I imagine, it's kind of set in the same place as Kiki's Delivery Service and Howl's Moving Castle, which is like Sweden.
Yeah.
Like all of the architecture, all of the cars and clothes that they wear all look Swedish, long gowns and all that. So it has that kind of feel to it, but you don't get it with CG.
It also seemed like if this was live action, it would have been done on a very tight budget because the entire movie takes place like in maybe 6 rooms.
6 rooms, yep.
I want to say, 6 rooms.
Should we count them out?
Nah, I think it's good, but...
I was going to say Matilda's. I called her Matilda.
Alright, for this we're going to actually go into the spoiler part now that we can talk about that. Earwig's a manipulative little bitch in this film.
I was confused by the movie. I didn't understand why they did certain things, Thomas... What the fuck did Thomas say? Thomas said something.
Thomas is the cat, right?
Yeah, Thomas is the cat. Thomas said... No, it wasn't even Thomas that said it. But all the characters, they just say stuff to say stuff and do things to do things. Fucking... The Mandrake tells
Well, there's a character named the Mandrake.
Yeah, I guess we should
set it up. So she gets adopted by this witch and her... I'm not going to even say it's her husband because she seems... Well, maybe it is her husband. But this other guy that she's just terrified of that's called the Mandrake. And he's just a tall, looming figure that kind of looks like that guy in Overlord.
Yeah.
Demiurge, I think his name was, in Overlord. He looks pretty much like him. And she gets adopted into this house just to basically be a slave and help the witch out with whatever she wants. And what can I say? Earwig really kind of had no personality. She kind of said, "Oh, I'll help you if you teach me magic," and she's doing all this, and the witch doesn't teach her magic. And then she has a cat, and then the cat speaks.
And they fight back.
She plots her revenge or to get out.
By the way, her fighting back isn't like her doing a series of different things to get back. She does 2 things.
2 things, yeah.
She creates a lotion.
A lotion to retract
her.
Any spells, from any spell.
She creates a lotion
that the cat basically sets up that plot line for.
Yeah. And then she creates a doll.
Yeah, she voodoo dolls it.
So that she can just put salt in the wound for the witch. Whose name is Baba Yaga. But it's not Baba Yaga.
It's like Bala Yaga or something.
It's like Ba Mo Ga. It's a play on words of Baba Yaga, which is the Russian boogeyman thing.
And then there's this weird tone in the film when she gets smacked, but then the next scene is like a lovely dinner, and I don't know how we're supposed to take it. It's like, are we just supposed to forget the verbal abuse this little
Yeah.
girl's been going through.
Yeah, where I A I had no sympathy for any of the characters.
Yeah, it's like.
And
I mean, Earwig, I was trying to get a gauge on, like, what is she? She's not, like, happy-go-lucky. She's just kind of doing things. I mean, she's annoyed by things, but she still does them. She bitches about them, but she still does them. And she's over here playing 4D chess while they're playing checkers.
yeah. And the movie wants you to sympathize with events and the characters, but there's no reason to at all.
There's not even any world building in this movie at all.
There's no world building. There's no character building. Baba Yaga's character stays the same throughout the whole movie, all the way up until the end. The Mandrake's character, he doesn't necessarily have a character.
He hasn't really changed, but we just kind of learn more about him and kind of his mood.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the heck he is. He's just some demon that you don't want to piss off.
And that's another thing. All of the CG went to the Mandrake. That's where all the CG is.
You're talking about the ending? It's
no,
like...
I'm talking in general. The fireworks in his eyes, when he gets mad, there's fireworks going off in his eyes. That's CG. That's why they got it. That's why they did it. Because I thought they were going to do spells, and that the spells would have like a little bit of CG. But guess what? The one spell that she does with Baba Yaga does. It turns some black goop into purple goop. And that's it. Remember? It turns into purple goop.
I think she said it was to help a winning horse win.
Yeah. She just does, like, charms to, like,
and
make all the buses arrive on time, make a winning horse win, make a girl do good on her test.
Yeah,
like, that's what she does.
Earwig begins this movie as an orphan that kind of complains about things, and then you hear her talk about how she got everything she wanted at the orphanage. And then she manipulates her freaking way into making that other home the same way. To getting whatever she wants.
Alright. Which, honestly, is the worst way to have a plot line
She even says it about her friend.
Yeah.
She's like, Thomas is too afraid to come here, but I'm sure I can make him.
Yeah. Which she does at the end. But I want to talk about something before that.
Okay.
The Mirror of Dreams. The Harry Potter scene in this movie. Okay? She goes through the door at the end of the hallway, and it goes into, like, a kind of sub-level room, and then it leads into a Chamber of Secrets style room, which has brick and all that. But then there's a yellow car. I'm assuming she just walked into the garage now.
Oh, yeah?
She just walked into the garage, because there's a car, and...
It was the Mandrake's car.
It was the Mandrake's car, and this is where she gets... the idea of a band called Earwig. And then she goes back to her room, and then she just suddenly gets a cassette. That's the word. She gets a cassette of an Earwig song. And I honestly had no idea what the fuck was going on for all of this movie.
Were the lyrics in the Earwig song, like, symbolic or anything? Because I don't think I heard them.
Do not disturb me, or I'll put a curse on you.
Okay, then no.
That was pretty much like the one lyric that you're supposed to get out of it.
It was about the Mandrake. That's what the song was about, the Mandrake.
Well, yeah, but also that's like where she starts rebelling, and I don't know. I just feel like you were supposed to get a feeling of like mystery or anything out of that, and it makes the movie drag on, because she just fawns over Earwig for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, would not recommend Earwig and the Witches to anime lovers.
I was gonna say, in case you're wanting to actually watch this movie, stop now, because we're gonna talk about the ending of the movie now.
Alright.
Time skip.
Time skip, yes.
We get an unnecessary time skip.
6 months, a 6-month time skip.
It goes into December, Christmas. So happens to be Christmas. We see Custard outside of Earwig's new house that she has forced everyone to be her slave under. For someone who doesn't like being a slave, she's okay with having slaves,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Her room's all dolled up and all that because now she's the spoiled one. She's spoiled by literally a demon of hell, I'm assuming, if Ghibli movies have hell, and Baba Yaga. But Custard is out and he's waiting for his new family or something. I don't know. Why was he outside?
She invited him.
Yeah, I know, but like, why did the person? I don't even know her name.
I don't even know her name either. But
Okay.
it's Earwig's mom at the ending,
Yeah.
and she was in a band with these 3 people, but then they broke up because of these 12 witches that we never get to see or hear
Laws.
about.
She left because of laws.
Yeah, when they talk about
It
like
was-
12 witches
yeah.
that.
No, the witches are going after her because she broke a law.
Yeah.
And we don't even know what law or like what these 12 witches are. We don't know if Baba Yaga's one of them. We don't know if she was one of them. We don't even know if there is a society of witches. It could just be 3 weird people pretending.
Making drugs.
Yeah, making drugs and pretending. But from the implications of the ending, Custard gets adopted by Earwig's mom.
No, I think she just showed up.
I don't know. It seemed weird. Earwig's mom pops out of a 80s Lincoln, a 19, maybe even less, maybe.
I wasn't paying attention to the car.
It was like a 1940s Lincoln, and she says, "Merry Christmas, Earwig," and then
Roll credits.
Roll credits.
Yeah, this movie left a bad taste in our mouth. We said we gotta watch a good Ghibli film just to get that bad taste out. So, would not recommend Earwig and the Witches. Hopefully, the next film Ghibli gives us is good.
Hopefully, they stay away from CG. If they don't, I just hope they use it in a more creative way. But my recommendation is just rewatch Howl's Moving Castle for the 20th time.
Yeah, or Kiki's Delivery Service.
Or Kiki's Delivery Service.